Long ago, in a quiet corner of northern China, there lived an old farmer. His name has been lost to time, not because he was unimportant, but because his life was never about fame. He lived in a small village tucked between low mountains and wide fields. The soil there was stubborn. The winters were harsh. The summers were mercilessly hot. Life was simple, and life was hard. The farmer owned a small piece of land. Not enough to be called rich. Not little enough to be called desperate. Just enough to survive if fate allowed it. Every morning before the sun rose, he stepped outside his wooden home, breathing in the cool air, listening to the distant roosters, and bowing his head in quiet gratitude. He did not pray loudly. He did not complain. He did not rush. He simply worked. The villagers often whispered about him, not because he was strange, but because he was different in a way they could not understand. While others reacted strongly to fortune and misfortune, this farmer responded with the same calm expression to everything. Good harvest? He nodded. Flood? He nodded. Praise? Silence. Insult? Silence. People found this unsettling. One autumn morning, the farmer's only horse escaped. The horse was not just an animal. It was his strength, his transport, his partner in survival. Without it, plowing the land would be almost impossible. The villagers gathered around his fence, shaking their heads. "This is terrible luck," one said. "That horse was your livelihood," said another. "You are ruined," a third whispered. The farmer listened. Then he said only 4 words. "Maybe. We'll see." The villagers stared at him. How could losing a horse be anything but bad luck? They went home convinced the old man had finally lost his mind. Days passed. One morning, thunder of hooves echoed through the valley. The horse returned, but did not return alone. Behind it ran 6 wild horses. Strong, untamed, magnificent. They followed the farmer's horse straight into the pen. The village erupted in excitement. "This is incredible luck," they cried. "You are rich now. You have been blessed." The farmer looked at the horses. He closed the gate. He nodded slowly. "Maybe," he said. "We'll see." The villagers laughed nervously. Why couldn't he just be happy? His son, a strong young man, began training the wild horses. Day after day, he worked tirelessly. One afternoon, as he mounted one of the untamed horses, it reared violently. The sun fell. A sickening crack echoed across the field. His leg was broken. The village returned again, grief in their voices. "This is terrible," they said. "Your only son crippled. How will you survive now?" The farmer sat beside his son through the night. He cleaned the wound. He adjusted the splint. He stayed calm. "Maybe," he said. "We'll see." The villagers were frustrated now. His calm felt almost offensive. Weeks later, soldiers arrived in the village. A war had begun. Every able-bodied young man was ordered to join the army. Sons were taken. Brothers were taken. Fathers were taken. The farmer's son was spared. His broken leg made him unfit for war. As mothers wept and families said goodbye, the villagers once again gathered by the farmer's home. "You were right," they said quietly. "Your bad luck saved your son." The farmer looked at the road where the soldiers disappeared. "Maybe," he said. "We'll see." And that is where many versions of this story end. But real life does not stop at a lesson. It keeps going. Years passed. The war ended. Some sons returned. Many did not. The farmer grew older. His son healed, though he walked with a slight limp. They worked the land together. Slowly, carefully. One year drought struck. Crops failed. Hunger spread. Villagers panicked. Some sold their land. Others fled. The farmer stored what little grain he had. He shared when asked. He never hoarded. He never bragged. When asked how he stayed so calm, he said nothing. Then rains came unexpectedly the following season. The fields flourished. Those who had stayed were saved. "This is good luck," the villagers said again. The farmer smiled faintly. "Maybe," he said. "We'll see." Children grew up hearing this story. Teenagers rolled their eyes at it. Adults returned to it in times of crisis, because slowly they began to understand. Life is not a straight line. Events are not isolated. What feels like disaster today may be protection tomorrow. What feels like victory now may carry hidden costs. The farmer was not passive. He worked. He cared. He acted. but he refused to label events too early. He understood something most people never do. Life reveals its meaning only in hindsight. Years later, as the farmer lay on his bed, his son sat beside him. "Father," the son asked, "were you never afraid?" The farmer thought for a long time. "I was afraid many times," he said, "but fear does not see the whole story." "And happiness?" the son asked. "Happiness," the farmer replied, "is trusting the process even when you do not understand it." When the farmer passed away, the village mourned, not because he was wealthy, not because he was powerful, but because he taught them patience without preaching, wisdom without arrogance, and faith without certainty. And to this day, when something unexpected happens, good or bad, the elders of the village still say, "Maybe, we'll see," because life is not asking us to judge every moment. It is asking us to live them calmly, fully, with humility.